pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Sheriff, you can call roll.
Cronin,
Here.
Maloney,
Here.
Langenhan,
Here.
Opel,
Here.
Schaefer.
Here. Okay, so roll call here. B, correspondence and comments from the public on issues or matters which the SAFER Board of Directors has oversight over. Do we have anybody in the public? Jim? Well, first of all, I just want to introduce Jim Pincinel. Well, he could do it too, but he's a current trustee on the board with the Village of Weston. And I don't know if you've ever been to one of these, right?
First
So
time.
Cher is our administrative assistant. Deputy Eric.
You guys know each other.
You know Josh, yep. And then Fred Schaefer over here, also on the village board with Red Mountain. And Keith Lanahan, chairman of the Town of Marathon. Al Opel, chairman, now
Village
President
President.
of the village.
Presidente.
and of course, Steve and Jamie and Jessica. And you guys want to introduce yourself?
My name's Jason.
Yep, okay.
I'm Steven.
Okay, cool. Jim, the floor is yours.
So, I know it's not question and answer, but just several observations. So I kind of recently started watching some of the SAFER board stuff, and I noted that, I don't know if the meetings aren't on Zoom. It looks like we're having technical difficulties here. You might use Teams or something else, but I don't know what Revolve uses. Are these recorded? I didn't see any meetings recorded anywhere. They're available to view if you're not live and in person. If they are, I don't know if they're uploaded somewhere, or if that's an opportunity that we maybe could have. The meeting packets are not uploaded. We have agendas, which I get it, that's all the minimum requirement is, but maybe not kind of cool to see the packet up there too. I think Revolve does a good job, and Rochelle will feel everyone else does a pretty good job getting the packet up there too. So maybe that's just something else that we can.
Specifically for Weston? Weston doesn't have it up, or none of them have it up?
I went to the SAFER.org
Oh,
or
okay.
SAFER.gov
Okay.
or whichever.
Okay.
But the agenda is there, but the packet is not. So I don't know if that's typical, if like the packet gets physically handed out at the thing. And then, yeah, that's all I have. Just-
Okay.
I see that it's a little more difficult to get information from the fire department than other entities.
Well, we have the packet out a week ahead.
Can I address
go
a
ahead.
couple of those?
Sure.
The packet is on our website. So the way that our website is broken up, there's a label heading that says SAFER Agenda. There's another one that says Packets, and there's another one that says Minutes. So there's three separate drop-down menus in our website underneath where it says Meetings and Agendas. The packets are on there.
I just didn't see tonight's. I saw
Tonight's
for March,
Yeah.
but-
Doesn't go on until tomorrow because
Right.
it needs to be approved first by the board. That's how I was passed down with it. So I'm carrying on the same, because I've never had any other concerns from public chiefs or
And I'm just here
the
to learn.
board.
So if that's how it's done, that's fine. I've just seen
Well,
other.
that one we can tackle right away,
Yeah.
because you don't have to approve
You know,
an agenda.
we're taking action on
Yeah.
stuff that, fair observations. I think we just need to let him make his
Okay,
observations.
yep, I agree. Okay,
Because it's not on the agenda to talk about what we're going
True.
to post and not.
Yeah.
post.
true. Okay,
The other thing with
Fair enough.
we have never recorded our meetings. We don't have space. We don't have data anywhere to upload anything.
okay.
We
So-
don't own any space.
So why don't we note the rest, all that's noted, and then we can work on those. Okay. All right, moving on, C, consent items. 4, approval of prior meeting minutes, March 11th, 2025, and approval of expenditures and receipts, March of 2025. What's your pleasure?
I'll move to approve the minutes and the receipts.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion by Schaefer to approve both the March 11th and March expenditures and receipts, and seconded by Opel. Anything on the question? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. D, presentations, 2024 audit review.
I was gonna go through the audit with you guys.
Okay.
We want to dig out the audit reports. We don't have page numbers. are the government-wide statements. Those statements, in addition to all the information that's on your fund statements, they include your assets, your capital assets, and they also include some liabilities based on the Wisconsin retirement system and the life insurance. Those are the big numbers that
Just the
you're
other
going to
pages
see.
aren't on the, which one?
Go to the government-wide financial statements and then utilize those pages. So in this packet, it's like this far in. So where it starts to say government, after government-wide
Okay.
financial statements.
So not the first 6 and 7.
Yep,
Okay.
not the first 6 and
All right.
7, yep.
Mhm.
She just had printed that beginning part and that's also numbered. So,
It's here.
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Mine's got a 6 at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got many-
Well,
Well,
there's
yeah,
the second
once
sentence.
once you get there, yeah.
There's like
Second six.
3 packets of 6
Oh,
and
that's
7
because
before
it's-
that.
All right.
Just the way it was
Yeah.
stapled
Just
together.
go slowly with it. Yep, got it.
So I was just going through the statement of net position. This is a statement that we usually don't look at too closely. It has some really large numbers on. It also includes probably your compensated absences. That's new for this year.
What do they consider a compensated absence?
Compensated absences are your accrued sick and vacation. We'll go to page 8 now, so 2 more pages.
There isn't any like sick leave conversion or anything that they have at SAFER that would be different that would be in there.
No, they just have sick and vacation. That's what the work paper was based on, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So on page 8, we have the SAFER balance sheet. We have the general fund and the capital equipment. Total cash for the SAFER district was $1.5 million. The general fund ended up at $835,000. That was a decrease of $10,000 from last year. The accounts receivable went up from last year. It's at $647,000. That's an increase of $124,000 from last year. One thing-
Is that on based on collections? On because we're backwards on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, another thing, when we're talking about accounts receivable, if you notice it says net.
Mm-hmm.
Our allowance for accounts receivable is $1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big number. That's a huge increase from last year. Last year it was only $1.1 million, so that is an increase of $368,000 that we increased
Okay.
our allowance for. One of the big things why it went up so hard is because when Josh and I looked at the entry needed to get our accounts receivable to where they needed to be, part of it was when we looked at it, we noticed that the ambulance billing company from 2024 was a full month behind billing compared to where they were at the end of 23.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, the adjustment to get the AR up to where it needed to be was really high.
Okay.
We were really uncomfortable increasing our revenues that high.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did instead was we increased the allowance. So when you're increasing your AR, you need a large debit. Instead of putting that credit to revenue, we put it to allowance. So we didn't want to overstate our revenues in 2024 just to come back and say, yeah, we're not going to get all that money. So the philosophy we changed a little bit this year to kind of moderate the numbers and not have a huge increase. So just want to let you know, next year, if the trend continues, we may have a large adjustment to the revenue next year. It's just a heads up. We just were really cautious this year not to overstay our revenue.
Yep.
And that's
Okay.
because of the billing issues, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. One thing to note, again, on page 8, in the liability section, would be the due to other governments. So that was the line that we had to keep track of the deficit, that large deficit that we discovered probably 6 years ago now.
6 years.
Mhm.
That is only between the village and SAFER right now, and what's in there is like your dental
Mhm.
and your flex. 'Cause-
Both villages or when you said the village?
Oh, the village Weston.
Okay,
Right.
yeah,
So-
because we're both.
Yeah,
Okay.
SAFER still has our dental, so we do charge them for that. It's a self-insured dental, so we will
Mhm.
continue to do
Okay.
that. Going down to the fund balances under the general fund, the unassigned increased $75,082. I don't know if you go back, you think back to the board minutes from 2024 yet, we asked for permission to keep that unassigned fund balance where it needs to be, except for the amount that we applied for 2025. So that is why the increase is only $75,000. If you look at the assigned, that's an increase of $50,000. That is where our FAP funding is sitting. So we just decided the amount of funds that we have in our bank account that were from FAP need to be assigned because they can only be used for certain things such as training and equipment.
Okay. Good.
Quick look at the capital. There's a large accounts payable at the end of the year for some equipment that we purchased. So that's the big number that you're going to see.
That's
But-
the ladder truck.
What was the large capital?
Ladder truck.
No, the 275, wasn't that the radio or something?
Oh, 275, that would have been ambulance.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year, the fund balance for our capital equipment fund was $1.7 million. It went down to $443 after the purchase of the ladder truck. So we still have $443,000 to apply for the capital needs for 2025 and any future emergencies that we may need those funds for.
Okay. Any questions?
So 1.3, 400 to get us to 1.8.
Yep.
Yep.
Just a quick peek at the revenue and expenditures, page 9. You know what we've done. So intergovernmental, those are the funds received from both the Village of Vermont and the Village of Weston. It was an increase of approximately $180,000 last year. The other big number, public charges for services was 1.4. That's our ambulance revenue. It was a drop of 120 compared to last year. Intergovernmental charges for services, that's who we charge all our contracts. That went up $12,000. Total expenditures ended up at $3.2 million. That's an increase of 206 from the previous year. Other than that, it shows that our other financing sources and uses was a decrease of $68,000, and that decrease was caused by that transfer out that we talked about. So you can see the transfer out from the general fund and the transfer into the capital improvement fund. And that's all I have to say. Is there any questions?
On the audit at all?
What?
Is that regarding all your comments on the audit?
Yeah, I think the audit went really well. Oh, if you want, I did the quick calculation.
Was it Kerber and Rose again?
Hawkins, yeah.
Oh, Hawkins. I'm sorry, Hawkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
It looks, I read the final page. They give us sort of a clean bill of health other than the normal things that small organizations have. So I don't see any real weaknesses here or deficiencies, and so that's good. I appreciate, Jessica, you doing the work you do, and then we had a little bit of change in Rib Mountain, but obviously Brad will come on and Ben will come on and help with that, and then also staff here, keeping an eye on everything. And it's, in this world that we were just talking about what's happened in other townships, and make sure that doesn't happen here. Not that anyone would ever do anything, but we want to make sure that we come out with a nice, clean audit like this.
Right.
It's nice, and I appreciate all the work everyone did.
just another point, the fund balance is 35.7% of subsequent year budget. So if you take the 1.307 divided by next year's expenditures, we're at 35.7. So that's right where we need to be. No need to grow that number anymore. So if we continue to have increases, we will probably continue to come to you to ask to transfer to the capital.
Sounds good.
Considering where we were.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I'm telling you, boy, I'll tell you, just you and me. Wow. This is like a whole new world. I agree. So thank you, everybody, for everybody's help in this, and great presentation. As Fred was saying, other than a couple small things for a smaller organization, we did really well. Any more questions? Anybody? Okay, and the presentation only, you don't have to prove it or nothing, right?
You want to place it on file?
You can do that.
Just then acknowledge.
Yeah, acknowledgement to put on file.
Make a motion to acknowledge.
Motion to acknowledge by Cronin. Second by Longahan. Any more on the discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. E, business items, discussion and possible action on addition of inter-facility transport staff.
So I apologize, the memo is in front of you, got handed out. I had a little IT issue. As you guys are aware, we got a new computer system, and apparently my computer does some kind of an autosave fancy thing, and I use the same format for all my memos when I send them out to you guys, and apparently my other one saved over top of this one, so when I sent them to share, it was two of the same one.
Okay.
So you didn't get this one, is the short story. So what we're looking at doing is, as you guys are aware, we've done interfacility transfers since before SAFER started, even with Rib Mountain, and it became I would say a source of revenue that we got used to. We relied pretty heavily on a very small number of people to do those transfers for quite a few years, and all of those people at this point are gone. They've retired, and it's been difficult for us to keep up with doing that. And this year, we cut the one staff position. We got it back part-time now. We got it back basically half the time. But our 911 call volume continues to go up, so it's really hard for us to get those transfers out. We've hired some inter-facility only staff, mostly nurses. Their availability is minimal at best. They probably average one a month. Would you agree?
I would say less than that.
Less than that?
The minimum for our nursing IFT staff is one every 2 months, and that's about what they're doing.
And we only have 4 of those?
Yeah, we've lost a few. So.
And one of them has been on injured reserve, for lack of a better word, for quite a while because of a knee issue. So we've really struggled to get those transfers out. As of today, we're on pace to only do about 100 this year. Traditionally, we do between 300 and 400. So we've ran some numbers. The proposal I would like to make is that we try to hire 3 people. They would each work 2 12-hour shifts a week. I realize there's 7 days in a week, and that's only 6. So one day would probably be left open at this point. And then those people would cover half the day, which is going to cover a big chunk of the transfer requests we get. So it'd be one person. They'd have to be a nurse or a paramedic. That would be their main job when they come work here. They're not going to be fire trained. They don't have to do any kind of fire response. They're going to come here to do interfacility transports, and if we get busy on 911 calls, they could also take 911 calls if we need them to. I don't know that we're going to be able to recruit people. That's going to be the hard part of this. The pay rate that I have figured into the numbers that I have on here is $24 an hour.
Aren't you normally paying those people like 36?
Well, right now when they come in from home, they get a $40 bonus to come in. And then a critical care paramedic or a nurse gets $32.50 an hour. A paramedic is $27. $25.50. But these folks will be here. It's guaranteed hours.
Right.
So
is the earnings still as high as it was per mile?
they don't get paid per mile anymore.
No. I mean us.
Oh, for us.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But my hope is that we can maybe get some people that want to, fill in some of their off days if they work at Medevac and they want to pick up a little bit extra. Or maybe we find somebody that's retired, but they still want to work a little bit. I'm hoping we can maybe find some people in that realm that we can fill these spots with. That would probably be the most difficult part of this, in my opinion. As far as us recovering revenue, right now, I worked with the new billing company, and because our numbers are so low for the number that we've done, and we're only 90 days into the year, they don't have a lot of data to work with, but we're averaging about $1,000 per run right now in interfacilities. I looked through all those interfacilities that they've built so far. They've all been very short. They've all been like Stevens Point to Wausau, Weston to Marshfield, and they've basically just been right in the hub here. We haven't done any of the good ones, for lack of a better word, from like Eagle River to Marshfield, or from
UP stuff.
or the UP to Madison, or the ones that you can make some decent money on. We've had none of those.
How are we? We used to kind of get 2. You know, I think Wausau was 1 and we were 2 on accepting them. And instead of passing them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so right
And then,
now,
so where do you think we are now?
so that we're probably about the same. Right now,
Okay.
that's changed a little bit. As far as you mean, which service gets called? Is that what you're asking?
Well, yeah, because they start with, you know, normally Wausau's first, then they'll come to us.
Yeah.
I thought we had heard.
Yeah.
So usually they'll either use Medevac or Marshfield Clinic,
Okay.
and then we were kind of the next step after that. Since then, Riverside has started doing interfacilities as
Okay.
well. They don't do many either for the same
Okay.
reason we can't.
Mhm.
But both Medevac and Marshfield Clinic struggle to find staffing as well.
Yeah.
Now their issue is, at least in my opinion, is like, I can't speak for Marshfield Clinic, but Medevac works 24-hour shifts, and those guys run really hard for 24 hours. It's pretty common that in a 24-hour shift they put 1,000 miles on.
Wow.
So those guys run pretty hard. I think I think there's some opportunity out there for us to hopefully grab some of
Well, I
those.
think this is a good, you know, this is a good way of trying to grab it and capture it, you know, with the part-time and the different shifts and stuff. And
Yeah, and I'm hoping
you
this,
know.
in combination with the interns and bringing our part-timers back for at least half of their shift, that we can help try to
Right.
knock some of those out. We've only spent just over $1,400 of our $40,000 budget this year for interfacility staff because they don't come in.
Right.
And if by the time we would advertise and get people hired and get them in, I would estimate that our expenses for the year for wages, because they would be WRS eligible, they're gonna work 24 hours a week, so they'll be WRS eligible. So wages, Social Security, and WRS, we're gonna be right at $50,000. So we have 38.5 already in the budget to pay for that, and we'll easily bring in the extra money that it's gonna cost, plus quite a bit more once we can start getting those runs out.
Okay.
Who drives, if you have one person here?
That's where we would either pull the interns, hopefully they'll start doing them, and then again, we have that part-time person that we added back, so they can drive, or somebody will get pulled off of the crew if we can't get anybody to come in. You know, we'll still send it out and try to get some of the off-duty people to come in. But yeah, it'll be kind of multifaceted.
One of our retirees just applied to come back
Yes.
for IFT, and he would have quite a bit of availability, and if he
And he
is
would try-
willing, he could
No,
drive.
Partis.
Bruce. He's not that old, he's my age.
No, but he's a recent retiree.
I know. Yeah, as a comment, I was gonna ask you about interfacilities, because I see the number, it's low.
Mhm.
And you've explained why. And interfacilities have always been sort of the bread and butter that helped us buy equipment and, you know, gets us over the hump of making this place work. So,
Oh, it's a cash cow. Yep.
yeah.
Big time.
And also making sure it doesn't affect 911, this is perfect, because we can add more staff, have cover potentially for the unicorn event.
Right.
Fire, et cetera. So we got extra staffing sitting around for the unicorn event, meantime, they're earning income. And if you can get those big, you know, $5,000-$8,000 runs, that's where you're gonna start to earn some real cash, number one. And also, what training for the intern or anyone else new to be on those different facilities? You know, you may not want them on 911 at first, right?
Right. Yep.
So,
Well, that's
this
why
is just a win-win, I like it. And I
Yeah.
appreciate the innovation here.
Yep, I agree too. You know, it was our thought though in the beginning of this where we were kind of struggling to grab it and get the, you know, the morale a little bit around it. I just couldn't believe somebody didn't come in and grab this and be that first call. Because the money was just outrageous. I mean, it was just incredible money. So to not kind of hear that has happened.
The difficult
Yeah,
part,
you know.
I think, is the staffing. Like I said, that's going to be our hardest part, is finding people that want to do this.
Right.
But I think we might find the people that,
Right?
yeah, I'll work 2 12s a week.
Yep.
It's perfect,
Heck yeah.
fits into
Yeah.
my schedule, stuff like that.
Do a couple runs, go ahead.
Are we not getting calls anymore because we've turned so many down?
No, we get a ton of calls.
So we still get the calls?
Yes.
That was my worry, is that we've turned too many
No,
down
no.
and people aren't calling.
Yeah.
We're,
no,
we're
if
still
getting the
averaging
calls.
probably 2 to 3 calls a day.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And how are we fulfilling them? We're not able to fulfill them.
We're not. So I mean, if we're getting,
But we're still getting called.
yeah,
That's
if we're
pretty
getting
cool.
2 calls a day, right, that's 700 calls a year, and we're gonna do 100 of them.
Wow.
So I mean, that tells you the opportunity.
So by grabbing these in, this is gonna be really good, yeah.
So the need's there,
Mm-hmm.
just staffing.
Yep.
How many different groups would be making those calls? I mean, how many different sources would them come from?
2,
That's it?
Marshfield and Aspirus. They
So
both
those-
have call centers.
So those two definitely know who's accepting.
Yes, they both have call centers and they all get funneled through those
But
call
everyone
centers.
is saying no, or, you know.
But they're
not
also
as much.
covering their entire network,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Aspirus is transferring in and out network wide, and Aspirus owns every hospital from here to the UP,
Right, right.
and
Down to Portage.
MMC is peppered in there. And I mean, now with like the Stafford,
Sanford.
Sanford, I always say it wrong.
That's right.
The Sanford merger, and Aspirus just bought out St. Luke's and brought them on. I mean, there should be more opportunity because their networks are so
They
big.
could have a Duluth run.
Yeah, and Duluth, yeah, I know.
Their networks are enormous.
Okay.
Is it only facility to facility, or would you also potentially be taking someone from facility to nursing home or
Or specialty.
Yeah.
Yep, it does happen. We used to do a ton of, there's a place in Madison called Select Specialty, and we would take a lot of people out of both Aspirus and Marshfield that would go down there to be, over time, taken off a ventilator. And we don't have anybody to do those anymore. I don't remember the last time we made a trip
No.
down there. But we were probably doing 1 or 2 of those a week.
Yeah.
And I don't
And-
think
That's
we've
a
done
rehab
one in a
hospital.
year.
Yeah, and those
Right,
are critical care transfers, so those are your $3,000,
Yep.
just starting 3,000, and then you get mileage on top of it. So those were our $5,000 transfers that we were doing at least
Well,
once a
mileage
week.
is just crazy.
And we do occasionally do a nursing home or something like that. It's
Yeah.
fairly rare, but we do.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there would be very rare that you would be taking someone from facility to home.
Yeah,
Correct.
we do that a handful of times a year, like
Okay.
5, 6.
I think you got a good solution.
Not very
I think this
often.
will help.
And just your gentleman that retired from here, there are rules if he came back for WRS, if these would be
Yeah.
WRS eligible. So just make sure that,
Well, he wouldn't take
No.
one of the full-time ones.
Yeah.
These will have to be paramedics, and he's not a paramedic.
Right.
okay.
But he can come in, he'll come in as an on-call basis to drive.
But even your 3 part-time wouldn't be WRS eligible? I thought you said if they were 24 hours, they'd be.
Yeah, but he won't be one of those people.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, he's
Yep.
just part-time on call. So a call comes in, we send a text message out, he says, yeah, I'm coming in. He gets a $40 bonus and $22.50 an hour.
Yeah. And you
These-
still could, there are just different rules. if
We
you-
just have to limit him to 1,200 hours or less a year. He can't, we just gotta watch his hours.
Okay.
We have another retired out of WRS gentleman, our part-time inspector, we gotta limit him to 1,200 hours or less as well. He can't be in WRS.
And sometimes they have to do, I don't know if they lessened it, but it used to be they had to have a 75-day waiting period.
No, they still do.
Yeah, they still do.
Yeah.
So Bruce retired in January, he's right at that,
He's in, yeah.
75.
so.
Okay, any more questions? What's your pleasure?
I'll move to approve the addition of interfacility transport staff as presented.
I'll second.
Motion by Schaefer, second by Cronin. Any more on the discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. 8, discussion and possible action on Blue Cross Blue Shield EMS contract.
So this memo is in your packet. In speaking, we've again been meeting with our billing company, which I'll update you guys on during my report at the end here, on a regular basis. One of the things they brought up to me at our last meeting, or actually second to last, was that we are currently under contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield, which honestly I didn't know. It sounds like that contract has been in place for about a decade. I don't know who signed it or who started it, but we're basically in network with Blue Cross Blue Shield right now. And she said that our current Medicare payment back from Blue Cross Blue Shield, or I'm sorry, our current payment back from Blue Cross is less than our Medicare payment, which is obviously
So
awful.
for non-Medicare people. from-
No, for even if, let's say you have Blue Cross insurance and you get hurt on the ski hill, we're gonna get paid like below Medicare rate from Blue Cross because of what our contract says with them. So I asked them their recommendations of what, and she said you basically have 3 things you can do. You can continue doing what you're doing, which they obviously don't recommend. You can try to renegotiate a contract, which is a possibility, or we can just cancel our contract and go on a network. And she said the vast majority of their customers are just out of network.
Okay.
She said other than a couple small services in Iowa that they work with, because one of the downsides of this is that our residents are going to get charged an out-of-network rate. But they get charged out-of-network rates for all of our insurances other than Blue Cross Blue Shield right now, because that's the only people we have. Well, we have contract with Medicare and Medicaid, but so their recommendation was to just go out of contract. She estimated, again, they have fairly small sample sizes to work with. I think in the memo, I don't remember if I put 10 or 15. Yeah, she said $10,000 to $20,000 is what they would estimate we would bring in extra every year.
That's 10, 15, that's whatever, you know. So this is our new billing company
Yes.
that's recommended this?
Yes.
What of our old one recommended this?
They didn't for however
That's
many
what I mean.
years.
That's what I mean, so they're helping. They're
Yeah.
helping, that's good. It's a good move.
Yeah, they've been very good so far.
Yeah.
We're still working through some things, but they've
Is
been
that the same
very good.
people that you talk to regularly, or is this somebody
Yes.
that
Yeah.
comes in and
No.
suggests this?
Same
Okay.
people. We have Brittany and Liz are the two that we
Wow,
work with.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good. They're trying to find ways.
I'll make a motion to cancel our contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Motion by Cronin to cancel the Blue Cross Blue Shield EMS, second by Al Opel. On the question, any more questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you, gentlemen. End of the month budget review, number 9.
The budget is in your packet. If you have any questions on anything, let me know, but we're marching along right where we should be for this time of year.
$90,000 in ambulance fees. And probably to make 1.4, we kind of need to be
120,000 a month.
120,000 a month.
So we're off pace there about 25%.
But I think we're gonna be okay. Some of that is reporting too, and Jessica jumped on a call with the ambulance billing folks last Thursday to talk about the reports that she needs to see from them. So we're, over the last 4 weeks, I would say we've made pretty significant progress with getting some stuff fixed.
Okay. Good.
And what will that fixing do? Get more money in the door?
It's gonna get more money. One of the biggest issues we have right now is that, so all of these payers, all the insurance companies funnel it into a common payer then, like PCOS and what are the other names?
Paceban,
Paceban,
Zealous.
Zealous is one that we're working
Echo.
with right now, and Echo. Those are the 3 big ones. And some of those were sending money to EMS-MC yet, and then we didn't know where it was going, so it wasn't being tracked appropriately, and so we had to get those companies changed over to the new billing company, so they would deposit directly into our checking account. And Cher has done a ton of work the last 3-4 weeks here, and we're fighting with one of them yet. Was that Echo?
Echo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they need a number that neither Cher or I can figure out what they need. So we got to work through that yet. But other than that, we've been getting the other ones moved over to us, so that money should start to flow in better now.
Okay.
What about our old company that's receiving our money?
I just looked today, and those reports you sent me actually.
Yeah.
In March, we got $57,000 from them, which isn't horrible actually, because they haven't billed since December, obviously. But
But aren't they giving us the money that's ACH to them?
is who? Yeah. So the ACH money right now that Sakota bills out is still going into EMS-MC
Right.
because they still have all the numbers.
Yep.
And they're giving
So.
us money directly, right?
Correct. I was in our bank account today. There was actually over the last several days now, over like the last 3 or 4 days, we've had multiple larger payments from insurance companies that came right into our checking account. So it looks like it's starting to spool up here.
Okay.
Here's a thought. Don't have to take it or not take it. And Jessica could tell me I don't do that. But after our old billing company gives us a few more months and it starts to go down, I don't trust them. There are forensic accountants out there that can go back and look at this, and if we pay them a piece of the pie, they'll do that for that piece of the pie. It's usually like a third. I don't know if that's something we want to consider. Because I just have a feeling that,
Well, the one thing I will say, kind of in conjunction with that a little bit, when we talked with Sakota last week or the week before, I don't think it was the meeting you were in, Jessica, is that they had concern that because Sakota's billing the patient, so they're obviously going to bill us because they're doing the work. But if the money is getting dumped directly into the ETFs at EMS-MC, she said, you better make sure that they're not billing you too.
right,
Because they're concerned that if EMS-MC sees X number of dollars dumped into their bank account, they're going to take their 5.7% or whatever our contract is with them.
Twice. If they're billing twice.
Yeah, so we'd be getting billed from both billing companies when only one billing company is really doing the work. So she goes, I don't know how close they watch that, and I don't know their systems work, but she said I could see where it'd be easy that you're getting double billed.
And they're big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're an enormous.
And nobody's ever left them.
Well,
So they're going to make an example of us.
nobody's, with all of this that we've gone through, nobody we've talked to in the state has left them, except
Yeah.
us.
It's
So-
just
Just a thought about,
It might not be the
good-
worst
good
thing.
thought. That's a good thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
okay.
All right,
I had a quick question.
yeah.
Insurance is at 171% of budget.
Yeah, I looked at that today, actually. It's just gotta get moved to a different account. There's like 3 or 4 account lines, Sharon, I gotta look at tomorrow, that have to get moved.
Okay.
Because I see if you look under unemployment insurance as well, that one I believe was way under,
Workers.
be up towards the top.
Yeah, there's 0.
Or I'm sorry, not unemployment, work comp I meant to say.
That's
Workers'
high
comp,
too,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, so we have $25,000 there that wasn't spent.
Okay.
We get that with insurance sometimes, the way that they send their bill out and the way our budget is don't exactly line up. We gotta move some stuff to different lines.
Okay. Good. Okay. Any more questions, gentlemen? That was just information, or do you want to acknowledge?
What's it say on the agenda?
End of the monthly budget review.
No need to do anything.
Nothing there. Number 10, attorney referrals. Any attorney referrals? Anybody? Nope. Staff reports. 11, the report from fire chief.
I have 3 things. First of all, the ambulance sold.
Oh, good.
The minimum was $125,000 that you gentlemen set at the last board meeting. It sold for $120,000. So Eric and I were talking, and the auction company was calling us. I said, if he can maybe get $123,500, I said I might be able to ask for forgiveness from the board and could probably let it go for that. But I said I better not sell it for $120,000. So they called me a couple hours later and said, we'll give you the $120,000. They just took less of a commission.
Oh.
The 125.
Or I'm sorry, the
I
$125,000.
was going to say,
My-
yeah, wait a minute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're giving us the $125,000.
Yeah, wow.
And it's going fairly locally. It's going to Hatfield Fire Department.
Oh, okay.
They're coming to pick it up on Friday. The public surplus said they got the check today.
But then Hatley didn't have to take the hit, and we didn't have to take the hit, Wisconsin surplus.
Wisconsin surplus took the hit.
Well, that was very nice of them.
They've done that before
Yeah.
with
Let's-
us, actually.
Yeah.
But their
So
commission,
they took a hit.
They're-
So let's figure
I
out what the
understand.
commission is first.
So their- their-
What's
It's
the
not
commission?
insignificant.
their commission on that ambulance is like 17,000. I
That was
thought
about 12.
Wow.
12 after the, I thought it
Wow.
was 12 after the 5.
No, it was about 12.
Oh, 12 before the 5. I
So
thought it was
they-
12
so
after
they,
the
They
5.
took a measly 7. Okay.
Those auctioneers.
But they're
make money.
also saying that's the hook, and now they've got us for life, and we'll never, remember that 5,000?
They
Remember that
did that with,
5,000?
I think they did that with our ladder truck
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, did they?
Oh, did
Okay.
they?
I'm pretty sure they took a small commission. So
Well, we don't
Yeah.
pay the
Never
commissions,
had
fire
any
commission.
guacamole
does.
on that?
So we're still
Yeah,
getting
no.
insurance.
Yeah, we still get the
Darn
125.
it. I forgot the guacamole.
We get the 125 and the purchaser pays.
Yeah, so they only bid 120, but they probably
Yes,
paid
they were.
like 133.
I
or
can't
Right.
believe I didn't bring it. I'm sorry. Double the next time.
The other thing I just want to mention to see if you guys want us to put it on as an agenda item at the next board meeting. We have an individual that I use for health insurance that asked if he could come to the fire department to talk to us. So he came in probably a couple months ago initially. And he made a presentation about a different health insurance plan, and he said, I can definitely save you guys money, blah, 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 blah. So he went back to his people, and they came last week or the week
Last
before.
week.
And he made a pitch, and it was about $60,000 a year less than what we currently pay. Now, I am not a health insurance expert at all. This is a different type of plan, where the way he initially explained this to us is apparently we spent $180,352 or something in health insurance costs in 2024. So they're basing it off of that amount, and I said, well, what if we have somebody's wife or something that needs a heart transplant and all of a sudden there's $1 million? Because the way he initially explained it to us is that the fire district would be on the hook for a part of that $1 million. Then I'm like, well, that isn't going to work. So then he said, well, let me go back and look into that. And then he sent an email back and said, no, that's not the case. You have no risk. So again, it's a different type of insurance. I should have brought it in here. I
Is
have
it
the
self-funded with a stop loss on the backside?
Yeah, that's
Got
what
it,
it is.
yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
again,
Instead of a fully funded.
I'm not an insurance expert. If the board chose to move forward, I was going to reach out to Corey and just
So we're with
have
Spectrum?
her.
Okay.
Yeah, Corey's through
Okay.
Spectrum. I really like Spectrum. They've done a lot to help us out. So
I would reach
I
out
mean-
sooner than later with her, not just on the, thing. She might have a whole bunch of stuff to say
Yeah.
about this
And,
other group.
I mean, $60,000 is obviously a big enough chunk of money that we probably should at least look at it. But it's one of those things where if it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Well, and she might have some back stuff on that. You never know.
So I wanted to. I wanted to see.
We're in the co-op along with,
Right.
you guys are, the
Yep.
Mountain Head.
Yeah.
Yep. There's some pretty big
Are
players
you-
in there.
Is SAFER part of your numbers, Weston's, and the co-op, or are they a separate entity?
Both.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's complicated.
Or do they count them toward Rib Mountain, sort of, because we're in there too?
No, they're with us, but they could, you could also be independent, they could be independent of us if they wanted to be.
And we've discussed that. I mean, the risks, and I'm off topic a little bit here, but the risk is that, again, somebody's wife has something catastrophic, or husband, or whatever, and, all of a sudden we have $1 million claim, and because we're a small group, our rates are gonna go through the roof. Now, the problem is that we got put into the co-op, so that didn't happen, but then somebody in the co-op had a multi-million-dollar claim, so all of our rates went through the roof. So it didn't really do what it was supposed to do. And traditionally, we're going to be a pretty healthy group of people, because if you're not at least reasonably healthy, you're probably not going to be able to work here. The problem is obviously spouses. If spouse or child, God forbid somebody has a child with cancer or something like that, that's where the big expense could come in. So it's a little bit of a gamble. And, obviously we're probably not to the point of talking about that yet. That's, maybe more of a July, August type discussion when we start talking about budgets for 2026, but,
Most employers with over 1,000 employees are self-insured. It's like you having a large deductible. That's essentially what it is.
Right.
They administer it, you're part of their plan, and they administer it all. We'll just get a bill for the usage up to X amount of dollars, and when it hits the cap, it goes to essentially reinsurance, and it would then pay for that. But you're right, if it hits the reinsurance real hard, a couple years in a row, then they're gonna have a hard time selling that reinsurance, and then it gets real expensive.
Just a point of order, we should probably, if you want to continue discussion on this, we should probably add this as an agenda item.
and that was my question, was if you guys even wanted
Useful
to,
information.
I agree.
is if you guys even wanted to discuss this,
Yeah.
discuss this at the next meeting.
Yeah, let's do
Fine,
that.
let's
That's
discuss
good,
it.
good
Yeah,
point,
okay.
good point. All right.
Okay.
Any more, Chief?
Yep, I have one more thing.
Okay.
Internship. Interns were interviewed. Offers were made today, correct? Letters were sent today?
Yeah, today and yesterday.
So we have 3 individuals that we made offers to, from Eau Claire, Rio, and Phillips.
Rio's a high school. It's Montello.
Oh, I thought he lived in Rio.
No.
He went to Rio High School.
He goes to
Okay.
Rio High School.
Um,
But anyway, sorry.
So, all over the state, basically. I was actually, I have to say that again, most of the people we interviewed were young. They were probably between 18 and 20 years old. We had one individual that was probably in her mid-50s.
Yeah.
But for the most part, were very young, and they had some pretty good interview skills, actually.
Good.
We had a dozen of them that interviewed very solidly.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, we had a really good group of people. It was the first time that we had fairly long discussion about who we want to offer jobs to. It's been a while since we've been able to do that, which is good. So I'm pretty excited about it. They will start the 1st of June, which is a Sunday. That's going to be a move-in day. I'm kind of planning on maybe like doing a little cookout and see if they want to have like parents or family or something come to try to do the little handoff.
Yep.
Everybody can have a little tour or something like that. Because I think they're all graduating this year, correct?
Two of them graduate May 30th. So they graduate on Friday. One of them has his graduation party on Saturday, and then he's moving in on Sunday.
Wow. Wow.
One of the 3, she was homeschooled, and she
that's right, she took a
graduated
year
last
off.
year and took a gap year. But in that gap year, kudos to her. She knows somebody or whatever, and she did ride-alongs with Eau Claire Fire to find out if this is
Something that she's
something
interested in,
she's
yeah.
even
Yeah.
wants to do,
Wow.
and decided it is. So.
That's good.
So yeah.
Josh, every year they're going to look younger and younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is true.
This is a young crowd here.
Like the beginning ceremony today, I'm like, oh, you're taking 15-year-olds.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is all I have.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the chief?
With the interns coming in, like for their rooms, are we providing the bed and the dresser? Are they bringing that with them?
Nope, they will get a bed and a desk with a chair.
Okay.
And
Like a
and
little
nightstand.
workstation.
There's
Yeah.
closets in every one of those
Yep.
offices. They,
Right,
they
right.
both have a double door closet.
Yeah. I just would. So you'll still have to purchase that furniture and get that put in there.
Yep, so we are, we're getting new mattresses here, and they're gonna get some gently used hand-me-downs.
Well, they should get. We bought brand new mattresses in January, so they're gently used is only 3 months. Like they're basically, and one of them is actually brand new.
Actually, yeah,
It's
one of them
still
was a new one that we did.
sitting in the hallway
Well,
wrapped
I mean,
up.
Initially, I'm thinking like no way in hell for me, but I go to hotels all the time. And I'm on a gently or very, very much used. All the time, you know,
Yeah.
so.
No
Yeah.
bed bugs yet, huh?
Yeah, well, I've left a few, trust me. I pulled the sheets back, I'm going. Anyway, okay, well, sounds good.
What about like common room area, and are you gonna do some furniture like where
Yep, they're gonna get, we've been talking about that a lot this
Yeah, we
week,
have a
actually.
list.
And we started making, well, I gotta show you something I found. They're gonna have just a couch and a TV in that kind of area where the admin staff used to sit. So very, very simple. And then their break room, we wanna do like a toaster oven kind
Yeah,
of
like
thing in
those
there.
12-in-1 convection
Yeah.
Do you have a
oven
TV?
things.
No.
No, we're going to have to buy a TV.
Otherwise, I've got 3 of them that none of my kids will take. And they're big TVs.
Yeah.
we
Is
could-
it the box style
No,
from like?
no. Nope, they're
sold as a
LGs,
piece of furniture?
they're Samsung, LG, and Sony. And I'm telling you, they're nice TVs. I just have a problem with getting a bigger TV. And then I always want to do a handyman now, and I haven't, and I've got 3 of them sitting in the closet. And they're big, they're easily, this big, so. You can, if you take them and you don't want them, throw them away.
Oh, we might
Yeah,
do
we're
that.
Well,
having
we
a-
might do that,
we're
yeah.
having an
I mean,
electronic
absolutely.
thing. I'll dig them out and I'll run them over to Weston, that's where they're gonna go, right?
Yeah.
And if you want them, I don't care what you do with them, if you want to throw them, that's save me, throw them away.
Well, we'll take them at the electronics.
Electronics thing,
if
yeah,
you don't,
there you go.
If you decide you don't want
Yeah,
them, but
okay.
you might as well try them, it's
Yeah.
a
Yep.
saving of the.
Yeah, as
I'm
much
sure
money
they're
as
all
we
gonna
can
bring
save.
TVs and
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah,
gonna
they
sit
can
in their
bring,
rooms gaming.
yeah, they can bring stuff in, to their rooms if they want to, and, yeah, I'm sure a lot of them will work off of tablets and
Yeah.
computers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to work with Dirk's group to get some Wi-Fi over there and
Yeah, okay.
whatnot, so, but.
Yeah, that'd be important, I would think.
For
All right.
the cookout too, would you extend an invite to the commission and the board? 'Cause
Yeah,
I-
we definitely will.
Okay, I
Yep.
just think it's nice that we get to know them and,
Yep,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
yep, absolutely.
How'd the pinning serve go today at 4?
Good,
Very
good.
well.
Good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Fred was there, he can tell you.
Good, good, excellent, thanks. All right, number 12, Deputy Eric.
So my report is in the packet. Just a couple things to note. You can see there we had a number of fire calls, and our fire responses are up. They're up for a couple of reasons. Number one, we have a couple of newer employees that started like in November, so we're running the rescue truck a little bit more as they're in their training. And number two, the auto aid agreements we've signed with Riverside and WASA have created an increase in fire calls. WASA's been super busy. So you can see when you're looking through I always outline the fire calls or the technical rescue or whatever. There's a number of mutual aid calls there. We had 2 structure fires ourselves last month, and then the remainder of those were all mutual aid to either City of Wausau, Kronewetter, or what's the other one in there? There was a Mosedy in there. Couple other calls of note. We had a fairly considerable gas leak over by Quick Trip. It was taken care of pretty quickly, but we did evacuate the store.
Fumes or
and-
liquid?
Fumes.
Oh, fumes. okay.
They're doing some construction on the backside of it, and they hit a
I
pipe.
see, okay.
And then we had an ice rescue right off of Pintail in Rib Mountain here. We had a gentleman. He's got some problems, and he jumped into the water. And luckily, thankfully, we were able to get him out of it.
I read about
He
that,
self-rescued onto the ice, and then we were able to send a rescuer out there to get him off the
That made
ice.
it on Pilot Review, right?
Yeah.
And
it
on
had-
the TV too.
Yeah, it was quite extensive.
The concurrent call data is there. You can see our concurrent call data last month was down a little bit. We were at 64 and 30, or for the year, excuse me, we're at 64 and 36, which is good because we're running 40, 60-40. So last month it was down a little bit. But the concurrent call is still there.
Okay.
EMS 911 is right on track with where it should be. Our 911 calls are up, but our interfacilities are down. That's why you see a little bit of a discrepancy in the call volume there. So other than that, if you have any questions, I will answer them.
Any questions?
And what's driving 911? Just, it goes up like every year. Is there any theme?
I don't think so.
No,
do you?
because it's the same. Like every year when we do that annual report, the top 10 are pretty like reasons for calls are pretty solid. I mean, I think part of it is every year both communities get older. And as the communities get older, they use 911 more.
Well,
Every
that's
year,
legitimate, though. That would be legitimate. I think, Fred, are you asking, I didn't get my fries at McDonald's, or?
no, I don't think we
You know,
get, we don't,
I broke my wrist and normally, like, we just drive the kid to the
Yeah.
whatever, do they call you?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're calling us
Yeah.
now for that.
Okay.
Yeah, we get called for everything.
Jason,
Like-
what do you think?
I was gonna go with the kind of the baby boomer,
It's just more.
just increasing
911 is my
calls,
helpline, yeah.
and then
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I thought, isn't there a
Nothing
new
wrong with it.
CBRF or,
Yeah,
or
just
something
the
going in
population
Weston?
that you guys had said.
And there is going to be.
Clients, yeah.
What's that?
Weston Memory Care, I think this week they're taking clients.
Yeah.
I thought there was
Yeah.
I thought there was another one though, not a group home or something that just went in Weston. Marty, tell,
But yeah, the old Weston, I can't
It
remember what
was
it's
Tender
called before.
Reflections.
it was Tender Reflections.
Yeah, so they're going to reopen. Sorry,
The whole
Um,
thing, or just one side?
I believe the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
2 wings would be now,
Yeah.
2 wings later. But they'll have, and I thought they were taking clients this week. We're moving
Yeah, I
it
think
this
Marty
week.
did say this week they were going to open.
Yeah.
How much your call volume is nursing fit, or?
A lot.
Oh,
In
yeah.
Weston,
In
it's a lot.
Weston.
That's a lot.
Yeah, this station, very little. We don't go to, it seems like Wellington goes in the streets. We won't go there for months and
Yeah,
not go there a
it's,
ton, but
it's, in
um,
Azura, we
Memory
almost
Care, Azura.
never go to
we go there
Azura.
very infrequently.
Yeah.
But Rennie's and 7805 Birch, I can't think of the name of that place right now. We go to those facilities in Weston a lot.
We
daily,
could, we
multiple
have
times a day.
heat maps in our fire software. I could pop it up and show you. The heat maps are centered over Delacuski,
Rennie's.
the Rennies, the Ski Hill, and
Spires walk-in maybe.
Yeah, we go there a lot too.
So, and the
the
nursing
nursing
homes are all
In Weston?
Medicare,
Yeah.
Medicaid, or
Okay.
both?
yeah.
Because people walk in thinking they can deal with it and they can't.
Right.
They
We
think,
actually
like,
get some-
It's just a
Or
walk-in.
you walk in and then you're gonna get an ambulance ride.
Yeah.
We actually get some pretty sick people there, I will say.
Yeah.
We've had some bad ones out of there the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So
So Medicaid increased reimbursement rates were gonna come. Have you heard anything more now that?
Yep, we met last. I'm
Last-
losing track
Last
of
week,
time.
we met last week or the week before. We have another meeting with them on
Friday.
Friday. The portal has opened for the GEMT reimbursement. We've gone through the portal. We had a meeting with the fiscal agents over what exactly we need to put in there for numbers. It's pretty extensive. We need to have our 2023 numbers in by the end of May. We need to have our 2024 numbers in by the end of June. We'll get those reimbursements in September and November. And then 2025 reimbursements we'll get in December of 26. They'll always be a year behind. So we'll
So
have
then
till
every year
May
is-
of 26.
How much are we gonna get this year, do you think?
We don't know. I mean, we could give you an estimate, but we could be off by
A lot.
a lot.
Anywhere from 10 to 100,000, somewhere in there?
I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be closer to 100, if I guess. It's gonna be more than 10. It's gonna be way more than
Okay.
10.
All right. Remarks. Fred?
Just want to, well, I informed my president that to replace me, and if he hasn't replaced me by May, I'll come, but once he's replaced me, I'll be off.
Ooh, he's giving me an option.
But I will have missed this, I will miss this, and I think the fire department's under good leadership now, and both administratively and from a policy standpoint for the board, so I can feel good to leave. Just don't screw it up, okay,
Yeah,
guys?
well, thank you. Yeah. We'll be sure not to call you back. Yeah, anyway. No, thank you a ton, Fred. You've been
Yeah.
very, very helpful and gracious and good, and you've only lost your temper 3 or 4 times, so not too bad. Just teasing.
Well, it's a partnership.
Yeah, it's a partnership. It is, absolutely. That's what it
It's
is.
a dance, we gotta do
You gotta
that dance.
talk. Steve?
Nothing.
Nothing? Steve?
Can we look into getting the issues with the videography rectified? It'd be nice to find
No,
out if there's a way we can get those so that we can post them,
Yeah.
record them and post them.
I don't think our current website, we pay $500 a year. I don't think
Yeah.
it's gonna have the storage to be able to do
Is
that.
that something that we could
Well,
incorporate into our website?
You just put them on YouTube, then you don't pay for storage.
Or, yeah, that works too.
And
There
you
you
could
go.
have a YouTube for free.
Could Nate help you at all?
Yeah, we do. I didn't think we do have a YouTube channel. We just don't use it. Like Tim Stevie set it up forever ago for training. I'll look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should be able to, that, we can record, we always could record.
Yeah.
We just
But reach out to Nate.
didn't have anywhere to,
You know, so,
It's time consuming to do the load, that's what, I mean, you have to set it and forget it, and sometimes if it stalls, that's a pain, but that's the piece that's a little time consuming.
yeah, I'll work on that. Sharon and I'll work on that.
Mr. Opel?
Oh. No, I have nothing.
Okay, I've got something, I attended a Rothschild meeting, kind of an impromptu meeting with several people over there, and while I was there, the new chief walked through. And they yelled and brought him in and introduced him to me and stuff, and I had said, have you, you and Josh know each other? Oh, definitely, yep. In fact, he commented that you invited him to a state convention that you wanted him to speak at. And the look on his face and stuff, it just made me feel good, to be part of the SAFER thing in Weston and, the whole deal. And I just thought it was pretty nice, so I just wanted to comment publicly to you, or whoever, he said, mentioned you, so.
Yep.
Yeah, so, good stuff. And you said he was a good guy, when he got hired. And,
Yeah, I don't know him. I wouldn't say that I know him
Yeah.
all that well, but I know him and
Yeah.
never had a problem.
Yeah, good. So I just wanted to pass that along, so. Fred, you've been very, very good on this board. You've helped me, taught me a lot, and calmed me down a bit, because you can be as loud as I am. And I mean that very, very sincerely and positively, because I think together it all worked out pretty well. So, yeah, very good. So, good. All right, with any
Move
more?
to adjourn.
By Opal, second by.
You need to set a date.
Oh,
Next
yeah.
meeting date,
oh, that's right.
Set a date, meeting date.
May 13th.
When is he gonna be going? Can we capture him one more time or no?
He said he'd come.
It's up to him. It's up to him.
Can you make the next one? Because I'm bringing double guacamole.
You
When is
better.
it?
Yeah.
May
I am. And
13th.
chips. Each one will have their own bag.
Oh.
Yeah. No more people can come, just this amount. We got it. Yeah. So what are we talking, May what?
May 13th.
Is May 13th, 5:30 okay?
No, I'm in Minneapolis
You are?
Yeah.
Uh,
all week.
Okay.
Walk for you. All
What?
right.
No guac for you?
May 13th it is.
It said May 13th it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna have
Sounds
to, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to
New
get
guy
some,
will
you
get
We'll put it in the fridge for you. Yeah.
gotta get the NG, new guy.
I'll hook you up, Fred. I'll hook you up. All right, so we have a date that's been done,
Good.
and Al has made a motion to adjourn. Second by Longahan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Adjourned at 6:29. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.